Hello everyone, welcome to Mifratech. So today in this section I'm going to explain you the crop prediction project. Backend code I have explained how to run the project, everything I explained. So now I'm going to explain you the front end code of this crop prediction project. So how this front end will work. Here only I'm going to explain both HTML simultaneously with the Python code also which I have written. So first I will show you what is the code for the front end code. So as I told in the earlier self, both front end and back end have written in the single page. So I stopped in the back end code explanation up to here. So now the front end I have commented here. So from here front end code will start. So observe here. So first, before in the front end code, what and all the different packages we are using that should be imported. So those things should be installed in your system in the command prompt that I have already done. So now I'm just importing them. So how to import them is, so import a PyMySQL. So why this PyMySQL means whatever the username and register you will use for the database. So in order to use the database, this PyMySQL is required. So I'm using that one. So pymysql.install underscore as mysqldb. I'm importing my MySQL database. So after that, in order to store your username and password, I need some user like empty list that I will use in the later section. So I'm going to create them. So here Gmail underscore list, one of the username I have user defined variable I have given. This is nothing but in order to store your username list. So that one empty list, same password list. Similarly Gmail list one, password list one. These are the four empty lists I have created. This is not to store Gmail list, just to store the username, that's it. So next is from Flask, import Flask request JSON hyphen render underscore template. So here front end mainly we have written with the help of Flask as well as HTML. So this from the Flask that should be like already installed in the command prompt. Just I'm importing. These are the different thing we required from the Flask. Just I'm importing. So after doing this one, the main important syntax is nothing but how to install initialize your Flask means. How to initialize your Flask means just I have to use app is equal to Flask within this one underscore name underscore. This is the syntax you have to use in order to initialize the Flask. So before that one, so as I told earlier, say your final model whichever have converted into binary format, we have to load it in the front end. So that I am doing now. So joblib I have already imported in the backend here. So only I am not importing it again here. Directly I will use or if you import it again also, it will not going to affect you anything. Just if you want, you can import here also. Just import joblib. You can import two times also, no problem. This is in order to load your pickle model. So joblib.load, what I'm loading my final model, pickle model, which I have converted into binary format, right? Random forest algorithm, which is giving the highest accuracy, that I'm loading and storing in a variable model here. So here my model is nothing but my finalized algorithm has been loaded. So next is I'm initializing the Flask. I told this is the standard syntax, you have to use this one only, that is app is equal to Flask, the name of the underscore name underscore. So once Flask is initialized, the first thing is when you run the program, you're going to get some HTTP link /5 up to slash. So when the slash is come, the first when you copy that HTML, when you run the program, HTML link will generate. I will show you. This link will generate, right? This is from HTTP to slash. This much you have to copy. I told you already. So when this last slash will come, what is the first page you will get when you go to when you copy this one and you will paste and enter? What is the first page you will go is that have to return in the code. So I have written here. So when that app that is routing, so where the routing will happen is slash is come where I will return render underscore template will return your HTML code. Which HTML code it should return means observe here, return render underscore tablet register.html. So my registration page HTML code should be executed there. So now observe how it will work. So up to here I entered, just click on enter. Observe here, this is the registration page. So I have written some HTML code for registration purpose. So now I will open that register HTML code and I will explain now. So where the HTML code is there means observe here in the templates folder. You can observe here register. This is the HTML code. Just go and open with notepad only. I will explain. Open with notepad. So this is your HTML code for registration page. So you can observe here what and all the different thing is in registration page. Observe now. First there is an background image is there, heading is register is there, there is a form in order to enter user name and password, then a registration button is there, then login hyperlink is. So in order to create this thing, I'm going to write some HTML code. So this doc type HTML, these are the standard things you have to use. Style, so whatever the background image I have added, that I have to write in the style here. So background image URL for static, that is where static folder it will show, file name, which folder the image is present in, templates folder, agriculture.jpg, that is with the extension you have to give in order to change the image here. This is the agriculture jpg file, that is image file which added the background image that I am explaining. So that you have to give in order to change image, like in order to put image in the background. So next, and how the background should size should look like, position, those things I have written here. These are styling concept. After that, you can registration page, you can see here there is a like hyperlink is there, login hyperlink. How to create this one is there, like background red is there, white color is there, underline is there. How to write style this one means have to write the styling parameter here. So now observe here. So a link a dot visited, background color I have written, padding what is the length and width of that one, color is white, text line should be in center, display in black, this styling. And again background color is red, right, that I have written, background color is red. So just to like styling your that login hyperlink. So up to here styling got over. So next one is, first thing what you got is whatever you enter that image, whatever I have written in agriculture deputy, you have to write here also same, file name is agriculture from static folder, that one with extension. So when you apply these two times, like up to like when you correct this one, that image will be applied in your system, like in your web page. So you have to change at these two instances, here one and here one. So if you want to apply new image also, just you have to place that in that particular folders and you have to give the name with the extension. So next one is, there I'm a division class I'm creating, and here the first heading what you got here, register, right? So here on heading I will create. So here h1 is nothing but header, the name is register. So I will style this one. So style color I'm giving black, font family and size I'm giving here, b is nothing but I'm bolding that one. So in order to get in this format, this is the code I have written. So the next thing is br is nothing but in order to give some line break. So here there is a gap, right? In order to give this gap I'm using a br using line break. After that a form is there, so I will open a form. So form action, for whatever the form you have written, in order to collect this data from the web page, there is a method, it will go all the data, that is register method. Where that register method is there means, you can come down. So you observe here, this is what the register method, where I can collect all the data from the registration page. So once it is done, so what and all is there in the form, one is input type text, that is user, right? Placeholder I have written user here, or you can write it user id also, it will be get affected there. Whatever I write in the place I holder, those data will be present there. So once a placeholder user id, that this is nothing but this is the which I have created. So after that some gap is there, so I will write a line break there, here brr again. After that password, so input type password, if you don't give any value, fake psw, this is what the password it will automatically take, and line break have given. After that there is a submit button is there, the name of the button is register. You can observe here, this is what the registration button that is. So once registration is done, so once registration is done, I told you already, once you register it will show successfully registered. If it is a new user means already like existing user means the username is already used, output you will get. Where the data will be printed means, observe here, within the flower base I have written text, right? If that place only that data get like replaced from for this data will come from here in the front end. You can observe this user is already used and successfully registered, the same data will come from that backend. So from this I will like send it to here in this place, it will be like displayed here. So you can check here how it is going to display means. See here, just I will click here and click on. See here, this username is in already new edition because the register is, I have already registered. So if you give a new name and click on register, see here, successfully registered, it will show. So this data will come from there. So that is in order to print that. Next, as I told, hyperlink. So how to create hyperlink is a href hyperlink, which page, in order to go to login page, the name I am given login here, just line break have given. So this much is there in registration page HTML code. So you can observe here, this is what the login, when you click on login, see here login page will come, right? In order to go to the one that hyperlink I have created, so where it will go means slash login. So here slash login, it will come here and it will go render the template of login.html. So up to like only that much is there in your registration page. So now I will close the front end code. So now I will explain how to collect that whatever you enter in the registration. So this will render registration.html. So in the registration, when you will come to registration, after slash register, a method post is there, whatever you enter in the form I'm going to collect now. So request.form.values, this function is going to collect whatever you enter in the registration page, that is username and password I'm going to collect. So after collecting, I'm going to store in a variable x, and I'm going to convert into string. Finally, all those things I'm going to store inside a list here, open square brace and closed one. So finally, I'm going to store in a variable int underscore features2. So this int underscore features2 is nothing but my username and password, whatever is registered form, whatever you enter, those things I have stored inside a list. So now from this list, int underscore fees, the starting index, whatever first you enter is, you can come here in the registration first what you enter username, right? That will be available in index 0. So that I'm going to show in the R1. I will print R1 in the index 1. And see here in the index 1 your password is there, that I'm going to show in R2. I print 1. Again I'm going to show in some other variables. So int underscore features 0, username I will store here in log u1, password I'm going to show in pass w1. So up to here I've collected and stored in some variables. So now I have to connect my database. How to connect means import mysql db. So mysql db.connect function help us to connect our database. Whatever thing I'm connecting is the local host I'm connecting, this one, my local host I'm connecting that one. So local host, the name I given root here, this is you can give any name. Password I kept it empty. The name of the database is ddbb. See here the database I created ddbb, right? The database name I'm giving here. So after giving data there, it is going to connect a database, and that I'm going to store in variable db. So in order to fetch whatever the data, you can observe in the user, some data is presented in the user register. Just wait, it will do. See here, this user password, some data is there. In order to fetch this data, I have to create one object, a cursor object will call. How to create means db.cursor. This line is going to create a cursor object. I'm going to show in a variable cursor. So now in order to execute or in order to fetch the data, we have to use this cursor only. So cursor.execute, what I will do means I will select user from user register. So what this SQL query will do means it is going to like select user, this one, observe here, this one user column from my user register table from my database, it is going to select. So once it is selected, I will so now it has been executed. Now I will fetch. So in order to fetch all the data present in this username and password, what you should do means cursor.fetch all is going to fetch both username and password. From that one I'm going to store in a variable result one. So from this result one, I will access them row by row. So as this like value stored in row, I will access them row by row. How to do means for row 1 in result 1, I'm going to print row of 1 data, and row 1 starting index values I will fetch, because row 1 means all the values it is going to store here, and from that only starting index I'm going to fetch, and I'm going to append it whatever the username now present in the starting index. I'm going to fetch them and I'm going to append into my empty list I've created earlier itself, right? That is gmail list 1. Here I'm adding. So observe here, so gmail list 1 dot append, that will be added whatever the username is there in the database, the starting one, that I have added there in the that empty list. So now what I will do means whatever username is have collected from the registration page, that is available in log u. Now I will compare this one and which have fetched from the database, both I am going to compare. So if I am check if log u whatever entered from like taken from the registration page in gmail list, it is present in my database, that is stored in the list, right? Gmail list one I'm checking. In case it is present means I'm going to return the render template in the registration page. What I will print means at that place of text, this username is already in use. As I told, if username already present, it is going to print this username is already in case it is not present means I have to store that username and password. How to store means in the else part I will write one SQL query I will write, that is SQL is equal to insert into user register. That is nothing but I'm going to insert into user register in this table. What I'm inserting user and password. See, user and password values percentage, as both are string values only. What values I will enter is value is equal to r1 r2. So initially I have stored in r1 r2, right? Username and password, that value I'm like writing in value. So both these things I'm going to execute now. So cursor dot execute SQL query and values I'm executing. So when I run this one and db.column db.rollbook, this lines going to like enter insert my username and password in database. Finally I'm going to close my database. So once it's successfully inserted, I'm going to print in the registration page, that is return render underscore template in registration page successfully registered. Up to you, registration will be over. So if you have a doubt, just enter some new data. See here, now I'm giving some new data. I will give some password here. So I will click on register. See here, successfully registered it is showing. So when I update this one, refresh. See here, whatever the username and password just now I entered, right, that has been updated. So up to here, successfully registration is over. So the next thing is login. When you click on login, it will come to login button. You can observe this is the HTML code for login page. So here there is a login heading is there, one form, username and password, and login on the button is there. In case username and password is here entered login means wrong means use proper username and password, like that some output, like some suggestion you will get as output. So in order to write this much of code, had to write some HTML code. That page I will explain. Before that, as I told, when slash login will come, login HTML is opened. So login HTML template I will open now. So come to login, open with Notepad. So this is your login page. So here the same thing, everything is same, background image, everything you can observe here, everything is same. Only instead of clicking register, here you have a login. Everything rest is same. So background image, same background image, these things is same. So everything is same. The heading here login instead of register, font size, family, color have changed, color black, font family, size. So by these things, what and all things registration page I have explained. The form, now whatever you enter in the login page, now where it will go means logged in. So where is logged in means, you can observe logged in. Where this logged in function is there means, you can observe here logged in. So here whatever you enter in the login page, I am going to collect now in this particular function. So once it is done, here also same, user ID and password in the login ID you will get, and submit button, that is login button. After that, as I told, use proper username and password in order to print the text data. A text I have created, size and color, family I have written, that much is there in login page. So I will close that one. So that use proper username and password I will send from here. See here, text. So now whatever you enter in the username and password in the login page, how I'm going to collect means the same how I collect in the registration page. Request.form values I'm going to collect. I'm going to store in a new list, that is int underscore features 3. So login from the registration page, login and username I'm going to store in that int underscore index 0 means user ID I will store in log u, password I'm storing pass w. I will connect my database as I did in registration page. Now what I will do is I have to fetch both username and password. So I will fetch, select user from my user register. It is going to fetch from my database that I'm going to fetch and store in. See, you can gmail underscore list. So one more empty list I've created, right, that is this one. So here I'm showing the new database data here. So user name data I will store, and I'm going to print again password. So cursor.execute, select password from user register. Now I need password also. So where password is there means this one, select password from user register, like that I'm doing. So it is going to fetch the password, that I'm going to again fetch all. I'm going to store password in my password list. So here now username, like username is there in one list, password is there in list. What I will do is I will whatever the username and password entered in the user in the login page, right, that I have collected. So this thing I will compare now in the list whether it is present or not. That index value I will check. If both index value in the password and Gmail is same, is I'm going to take the user to login is successful, and you should go to prediction page. So print of Gmail list index of login user and password both I'm printing. I'm again checking if Gmail list, that is username list index of login whatever now entered in the login page, and password list underscore list and dot index password both are in the same index value. I'm checking if both are same means that is nothing but this user and password, if both are whatever entered in the login page both are in the same like row, I'm checking both are successful, it is there means I'm going to return render underscore. The user will go to crop.html where the crop prediction will occur. How it is going to do means, also here just I will enter username and password I will enter, where user will go check here. Once both are get matched, just click on login. See here, once it is both are matched, it is going to crop prediction page. So this is nothing but crop.html page. That page I will explain. So that will go to there. Else if it is both are wrong means, if any none of them are matching means, in the login page I will text where I will enter use proper username and password. This is for login purpose. So now in the prediction page, as I told, when you both are get successfully crop.html prediction page, it will work. So what is the HTML code for prediction page means, come here, I will explain now. Open in notepad crop.html. Here also the same background image, there is nothing changed. You can observe here this is the same background image, and these are the heading, these things is there. You can observe there is a drop down is there. I'm going to create a drop downs also. This is a dependent drop down. You can observe when you click on Andhra Pradesh, only Andhra Pradesh district will get. When you click on Karnataka means only Karnataka district it will display. So this districts will depend on the state. So this will call it a dependent list. I'm going to drop down list. I'm going after the normal form, temperature, humidity, moisture, pH value, and these things. All these things I'm going to collect within the form. There is a button is there. Now to write this much and finally output you will get, that is to the prediction like normal flower versus text. I will return one HTML page. Observe here the background image, size, those things I have written. After that label. So here what is label means, you can see here this temperature colon is there, after humidity some text is data, you can see, right? This is what we call label. So how to what is the text color, size, those things, label we can style it initially. So I'm doing that one. So label color I have written black, font is bold, is nothing, bold in color, so I'm bolding the font, width I'm giving 140 pixel, and like I'm aligning them into right text align. So this is for the styling. So once it is done, same image you have to give once again. Next is heading. What heading you are giving? Crop prediction, right? That one. So observe here, color black, font family Vardhana, size I'm giving H1, heading crop prediction, font, that's it. The form, as I told, after everything is there inside a form. So how I will create a form is, so form, the form whatever you have entered, where I should collect the data in the production. This is what the method where I should collect. So where that is present means, observe here, this production is there. Inside this method I'm going to collect all the data which I will enter in the front end. So once it is done, see here, so what and all is there. First one is there is a, as I told, drop down list have to create. So select id, this select function will help us to create a drop down list. Id I have given state, name state, on change state list. So when I click on some change state, so particular district should show. That's why one more thing I have written, line break I have given option, what in the state, what and all the options you will get. First one Andhra Pradesh, Arunachal, like that, all the state they present in India, all the state values you will get as a drop down. When you come here, you can scroll down and see here all the state present in India you are going to get, and you click on this state. So this is for that purpose up to here. So once selection is done, when you select a particular state, next you will get a district. So district also I am creating one option. So when you click on only, see here first like Andhra Pradesh, only Andhra Pradesh district you are getting, right? How to get that one? Where whatever the state you have selected, depending on that I'm going to give you, there is a district, some variable list I have created. So when if the district name is Andhra Pradesh, what and all the different district present in my Andhra Pradesh I have written within a list here, you can observe. Like that have written for all the states, district values have written here within the list. So what happens is, when the function have written some functions here, this is like some JavaScript like thing have written here simply in the HTML code itself. So whatever, whenever the whatever the state when you select, that I'm going to collect. So depending on that particular state, I'm going to check whether what that particular state, what and all the district is there, those things you will going to get as that one. So up to here this much code is going to do that part. So once it is done, you can see here, just when you select the Chhattisgarh district you will get, and you click on Jharkhand district you will get. So that much code is for these two lines. So once it is done, next we have temperature, humidity, those things have to come. So label I'm creating, so label for temperature. So once temperature, whatever the temperature will give, that I'm going to collect. A input type I have written for humidity, soil moisture and pH. So four values you will enter, I will correct. Finally, in order to predict, button should be there. So predict the crop, this is the name of the button. So a submit button, that name I am giving, predict the crop. So that one. So up to here form is closed. So all the things I will collect, form is ended. Now you are getting the output. So when you enter the data, you will get a some output. So if you have a doubt what output you will get me, just I will show you here on sir. Just wait. See, you are getting the output, right? You can whatever the crop you can grow based on data, it will show. And used fertilizers you can, based on pH value it is showing. So how, where from where this data will come means, see here in this prediction text, where which crop you can grow, and fertilizer suggestion you are getting, this will be replaced here, crop prediction in prediction text. So here color, font size, those things have written. Up to here this is the prediction page. So that output data will come from the backend. So sorry, in the front end code here I will send, where means from here. See here, I will check pH value, based on the pH value you can grow which crop you can predicted, that I will print. I again whatever the fertilizers you can use, I will suggest. So this whatever text I'm sending here in the prediction text and prediction text one, that will be replaced here. So this is for the prediction page HTML page. So now I will explain this code. So how the logic will work here. So as I told, production it will come. Now I will collect whatever you will enter in the prediction page. This page I have to collect. So how I will collect means, see here. So same request dot form values I'm going to collect, string format I'm going to store in the list. So int features has all the data. So now I will print whatever the collected data is there, I'm going to print. If you have a doubt how the like data will look like means, you can see here whatever the data I will collect from the front end, finally it will look like this. See here, state name is Jharkhand, 0 is district, 11 temperature, humidity, pressure, pH value. Like this data will come in the backend when I collect this one. But there is a twist is there. 0 means I don't know which state, so I have to like and again Jharkhand I know state, so they have to convert back them to numerical value and I have to check them again. How to do means, observe here. So int features to one more list I have created where I have given numerical data 1 2 3 4 5 because there are 5 things I am going to collect. So here request.form.state. So from the form I am going to collect my state again value separately, state value I store in a variable state1. District value I will collect request.form in my form, district value separately I am storing district1. So now I will print my state and district. If you have a doubt, check here how it will look like. Those things, see here, as I printed my state is Jharkhand, district whatever I have collected it is Barco, so it is showing this. So it is 0 not Barco because when it is a dependent list, when you just click on here Assam, state name it will collect as it will. When you collect the district name it will give some numerical value, not the district value, because for each state 0 1 2 3 some numerical value it will be assigned itself in the HTML code. So how in order to get it back, what I will do means, see here, whatever there in my int features 1, their temperature value I will collect again. So float of a of 2, so you can see here this is in a0, this is in a1, a2 is temperature, a3 humidity, a3 soil moisture in third index, fourth index pH value is, sorry, fifth index, 0 1 2 3 4 5, fifth index pH value I'm going to collect them. So temperature second value I'm going to show here, float all of them I'm converting to float. So float of a3, a4, a5 is pH, all the values I have connected. So now in order to get back my state value into numerical, what I will do is, so here you can observe state names. So initially I have written some state names of here the backend code. Why? This is the reason why I have written both front and back end in the same code. You can observe. So initially in order to map down it back, now I will do the reverse procedure, like I will have to convert into numerical data, right, again. So state names, just wait, there is a state names, I have written a district, right, for which state name which some numerical data it has written, the same numerical data I want now, so only I'm calling that one now. See here, now I will call, just wait. So I'm calling state names, from that whatever the integer value I'm passing, I'm collecting the value there for which state index name, what is the value that I'm stored there. Again I will get it back. Finally I will store my state in state value. Finally for district, so in order to get the district names, so for each district some like one integer value it has given. So in order to get it back, what I will do is, so I will do the reverse process. I will create some districts here, like dictionaries here. So district name of Andhra Pradesh, one dictionary name I have given, where for 0 if it is a value is 0 means which value you should give value for 0 key and Anantapur, like that, one Chittur, like that for every district some new, for each numerical value one state district name according to that one I have given. So now if from the front end whatever the value I'm getting from the district, if it is 0 means this is for the Andhra Pradesh it is giving. So from that Andhra Pradesh, what value for 0 means, from this Andhra Pradesh 0 means Anantapur I should get. So how to do means, so define get underscore key value, one user defined function I have written. Inside that one what is there means, for key comma value in district names of Andhra Pradesh I am calling. If it is Andhra Pradesh, the state is Andhra Pradesh means from that I have to collect the district name dot items. So whatever the value will enter at 0, when it is 0 means I am going to match both of them till return a value district name it will go. So that finally it will write like that. Have written for all the state district values. Finally see here, for all the state district value it is going to collect the district name back. So once I get a district name back, so now I will call that the get underscore key of whatever the value is there, b1 state name value I am giving, according to that one, say district name I am going to get there. So once I got the district name, so next thing is I will convert it back in again, map the district also. So I have mapped the district as you can observe dict of words. The dictionary previously in the backend is there that I am calling. Finally, I am storing the district. So finally, my state I will convert all of them into dictionary. I will convert into data frame. So state, whatever the state I have there, that is district entered in the front end after clearing out temperature value, humidity, moisture and pH. So all of them is there in dictionary. I will convert into data frame. So pd.data frame of data store in df. I will print dfs. So how it is going to finally look like means you can observe in the here. See here, finally my data frame after doing all those things, it will look in the state we have numerical value 25. This is for the numerical value for Jharkhand, district 124 for Bokaro, whatever is there, temperature, humidity, moisture was whatever you have entered from the front end, the same thing. So in order to get back in the same format how it has converted initially from the back end, I have written both front end and back end in the same code. That is the reason. So once it is done, now I can directly predict the output now. See here, my model initially loaded, right? If you have a doubt, I will show that one. Just wait. See my model, my finalized pickle model I have loaded and stored in a variable model that I will use in order to predict now. So model dot predict of for which data I am giving in order to predict my data frame, whatever user entered from the front end that I am giving. Prediction I will store in a variable prediction. I will convert into integer. Finally, I will print my prediction. So here also again I have to do the same reverse mapping. So here prediction will occur, give the numerical value. You can observe here whatever the prediction value I got, it is 10. Say 10 means I don't know which crop. So in order to get it back, 10 means I know I don't know which crop. So in order to get it back, what I will do is print my crop list. From my crop list I will do, see here I have written one result crop, one dictionary where value is key for key, value in dict of crop dot atom. So whatever the this integer value is there, that I will give it back to my dictionary. Initially I have written from dict of crops, right? This one for crops, dict of crop. This one here I'm giving reverse process. Now I'm giving the numerical value. I want the like textual data, so I'm giving numerical textual data. I'm collecting and storing result crop. Finally I will print my result crop. Now it is there in dictionary. So how to get it back means result crop of whatever the int data is there, my prediction is there, right? That integer data, so it is 10. So for 10 which like value is given for 10, that crop name I'm giving. Finally I will store in output. I will print my output. So you can see here what crop I got. So it is finally, okay, if you have a doubt how it is printed means 10. Observe here 10 is nothing but grapes. So finally I got grapes is my predicted output. So finally I will print one. I'll print that one. How to send it back in the finally you are getting output in this format, right? The front end. How to get this in format means, see here. So if pH value, so whatever the pH value you have entered, so based on the pH value, observe here pH value have written 11. So if it is pH value is 11 means you can check first pH is greater than 7.5. So it is greater than 7 means 11 only. What I will do in the crop.html page, I will print you can grow whatever the crop predicted, right? That I'm replacing here dot format output crop. And finally prediction text one, based on pH value is greater than 7.5, I'm going to print use urea, you mean like ammonium phosphate, some of the fertilizers you can use for the better production, that I am printing. Else if the condition is false, the else if one more condition I'm using, else if ladder I have used, pH is less than 6.5, it is not 7.5, it is less than 6.5 means I'm going to print whatever the crop, the same crop. Again here fertilizers values I will change. So use any sulfur, sulfate, ammonia fertilizers I will give here. So if it is not greater than 7 point, not less than 6.5, so it is in between any value means in the else condition I have written whatever the crop you can give, predicted crop I am giving, and use any natural fertilizer. This is what the output that will be printed when you use some other like pH value and it is not greater than 7.5 or not less than 6.5. So finally in order to run the app, there is a standard syntax for the flask app is there, that is if underscore name which is equal to underscore main means app dot run of debug is equal to false. So this finally going to run your project. So this is what your crop prediction project of both front end and back end code I explained like line by line everything. So finally you want to see the output means, see here now I'll show it again for the different outputs. So see, give different output, enter the temperature, humidity, soil moisture like data, and pH value greater than 6.5 I told, right? So now I'll give you 7, predict the crop. See here you can grow Bengal gram crop, it is showing, and use natural fertilizer because it is greater than 7.5. So now we'll select some other state and district, we'll enter some other temperature and humidity data, and we'll enter soil moisture also, and we'll enter pH value, will enter say greater than 7. See here now, you can grow millet crop, use like ammonia phosphate, ammonia nitrate, so the different value you're getting. So we'll come back to and we'll select omega and we'll use this one. pH value this time, what we'll do, we'll give 5, will give again, see 5 I will give. I will click on predict. See here, you can grow grapes crop it is in, but it is giving different. See here, use any sulfur or sulfates of fertilizer for production. All the different three pH. Thank you for watching the video. Thank you.